Hi everyone, just a quick re-edit at the beginning. At one point I say rational when I'm supposed to say irrational. And the artwork, well, if you can call it artwork, it's just stuff that I've done on my computer over the years, so it's just stuff to fill the screen, saves you just. So yeah, that was a quick edit. Also, if you've got phobias, especially phobia of spiders or I can't really give them all away, but there's going to be quite a few phobias that might be triggered by watching this video. So you might want to turn the picture off and just listen to the audio, or just minimise it, just listen to the audio. So yeah, on with the show. Enjoy. Hi everyone, it's Yiggy, or Mozzie Moz, or depending on which videos you've watched, depend on who I am. But anyway, this is a video that I've been, well, not a video, it's an audio, although there will be pictures, which I'm actually looking for now as I'm doing this audio. I'm completely sober, and yeah, so I haven't scripted this. I really should have, but I don't know. There's just something about the whole thing that I'm just... Anyway, it's been something that's happened, and you may have heard of someone else, or you may know what it is, which if you do, then leave a comment. Right, basically, there's certain things that define us as human beings, like your likes, your dislikes, your fears, your things that make you anxious. These are all things that define us. For example, if you're scared of dogs, then you wouldn't get a dog, or you would avoid situations where there's going to be a dog, which in turn could lead you down, a whole different path of things. Now, growing up, I can't prove any of this. All I can say is that anyone who's ever known me throughout my life will be able to at least vouch for one of these. But throughout my life, there were certain things that, in my opinion, defined me. One of the main things was arachnophobia, which, obviously, to anyone who doesn't know, it's the fear of spiders. To the point that, as anyone who's watching this, if you suffer from arachnophobia, you're probably wincing or looking away at the screen at the moment because there's going to be a picture of a big spider. And I used to be the same. I would freeze. It was just horrible. My kids and my ex-wife used to joke about the way I could sense something. There was a night that we were all sat there as a family just watching videos, and pitch black, and there was the light from the hallway coming in, and I was watching. I just had this set, and I looked around, and basically everyone was like looking at me, and basically they'd seen this huge spider come across the floor, and they were just trying to make sure I didn't see it. But of course, anyway. So the point being, what am I babbling about? Actually, this is why it's not scripted, because I just babble. Well, so I've always suffered from arachnophobia, and there is other things which we'll discuss in a minute, but the most important one is this at the moment. Now, everyone knows you can get help. There's lots of ways of getting over phobias, but I've never heard of a phobia just disappearing, just like gone. And I know exactly when it went, or at least I know when I realised there was something not right. And it was, I'd had a conversation with my ex, and basically, I think I had accepted. We'd had a conversation, and she said for the 100th time, it's over. I'm moving out. Blah 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 blah, which she'd said many times. But there was something about that night, and I don't know what, but I accepted it. I accepted it in myself, in my mind. It was okay. It was fine. And I went outside, and to basically have a spliff. And it wasn't too dark, but it wasn't light. And I'm just sat there, and I'm having my thoughts and just thinking about the day and situations and that. And something went past me on the path, quite big. And I didn't. I just carried on thinking. And it was only when I was just getting up to go in that I suddenly realised or recalled that something had passed me. And I knew there and then there was something. I knew that it'd been a spider that had walked past me, and it must have been quite a big one. But there was no evidence. But I just had this anyway. So that was that. So the next day, I got up and I'm thinking, I need to do something. I need to check something because this. So, in the back garden, at the bottom of the back garden, there was a briefcase not a briefcase, a suitcase that had been down there for years. We chucked it out at some point and it had just been left there. So I'm in the garden and I'm thinking, well, I'm gonna have to find a spider, aren't I? Just to confirm or deny what's going on here. So I'm thinking, well, if there's gonna be one in there. So I went over to the suitcase. I lifted the lid, and sure enough, there was a horse. It was the biggest spider I'd ever seen. It was fucking massive. It was extremely big. But this is the bit that freaks me out, is I felt nothing. Didn't want to hug it, but I felt no fear. There was absolutely the fear that anyone who knows me and trusts me, my kids have heard me scream like a girl, but at that moment I felt absolutely nothing, and the spider started moving, obviously because I'd disturbed it, and it was walking towards me, and I didn't feel a thing. Like I said, I didn't want to hug it. It wasn't it, but the fear had gone. There was just like nothing. There was nothing, no emotion, no nothing of it, and I sort of still kept it to myself for a bit, but then now, basically the point I'm trying to get to is now, I can walk it, I can pick a spider up, let it out, and there's just nothing there. There's no fear. And I was actually seeing a psychotherapist at the time when this happened, and I'm thinking, to me, there's something not right, because I didn't have any counselling. There was nothing. It was just 1 minute it was there, and the next minute it gone, just like vanished. Just that was that. So I went to see my psychiatrist, and I said, look, from what I can remember, a couple of days ago, I was terrified of spiders, to the point that I would freeze. It's fucking horrible. And it's gone. It's the whole emotion just gone. And don't get me wrong, my psychotherapist, great guy, really, really good guy. But what he said next just annoyed me, because he just said, well, can't you just be happy that you're not scared of spiders? Which is a logical thing, I think. But to me, there's something not right. You can't just lose. I mean, I have got a theory of what happened with that, which I'll do in another video. Because I think there's a reason why my fear of spiders ended that night. And if it had just been that, then I would have done a video explaining what I think had happened that night, and the reason behind it. But it wasn't just that, and these are the other things that I was going to tell you. There's 3 other things. One of them, and this, actually, no, I'll save that one to last, because that one's just bizarre, but it's, one of them's a quite common one. If you get your hands wet and you pick up a plate and it squeaks across the plate, it would I'd wince, absolutely wince. Another one, which I've only done a few tests on, but I've got one more test to do, but I'm pretty sure this one's gone as well. I had this irrational fear of nails, like false nails. And any scenes in films where someone dragging their hand and the nail, like, oh god, right? I did a test last night because I suspected that had gone, and there was two films that really freaked me out, and that was the scene in Silence of the Lambs with the well, where the camera comes up and the girl down the well sees a nail embedded. I watched that last night, didn't feel nothing at all. And and there's just one more. But anyway, I think that's gone. And the final one, which is the most bizarre one, is green apples. Now, it's not just a green apple. I couldn't even say the word green apple. If my kids wanted to wind me up, they would say green apple, because just the thought of a green apple used to make me wince. A red apple, yellow apple, fine, no problem. And I can tell you the reason behind it is because it's similar to the wet hands on a plate. When you bite into a hard apple, which is usually green, your teeth squeak on the apple, and that feeling used to. I'm sat here talking about it now, and I don't feel the thing. My point being that these like the water and the wet hands on a plate. I found that out recently when I was at a friend's house. So over the space of about, I think the spider thing was in 2014. So in the space of 4 years, I've now found altogether 4 things that have just disappeared. Just literally, emotions just gone. Absolutely nothing. And to me, it's just weird, because it's like, why is my mind just like literally just eliminating? It's not even replacing it with anything that I know of. I mean, how many more things are there that used to make me just wince, but now don't anymore? I don't know. I mean, they're the main ones that I can think of. But these are things that define someone. They define who you are. So who am I? I mean, if these things have just disappeared with no reason, and like I said, I haven't found things that have suddenly started, replacing these things. And it's like, the green apple, the nails, the wet hands on a plate, and spiders. When I'm in those situations, there's absolutely nothing. There is no emotional feeling whatsoever. So yeah, that weird, isn't it? So let me know what you think. Leave a comment if you know anyone else this has happened to, or if you're a specialist in this field, because I'd love answers. I'd love to know how the mind can literally turn things on and off. That's another thing that's slightly worrying, is, are they ever going to come back? Like I said, I've got a theory about the spiders, but like I said, with the other 3 things happening, it's really making me think, weird things. Anyway, so that's enough from me. So yeah, leave a comment, have a like, subscribe, and let me know what you think about this. And yeah, thanks for listening. Bye for now.